everybody, this is your trustee, Kate Bradley again. I love baking, so we decided that we should do a baking recipe this time around. So we are going to make blondies, which is kind of like a brownie, only without cocoa powder in the batter. And you can add all kinds of fun things. So today's recipe is caramel, pretzel, chocolate blondies, which are just so much fun. And see, I get really excited because they're just so much fun. And the best part is that it makes a lot, so you can share with other people. So for our blondies, one of the first steps is preheat the oven to 350 degrees. The second step is to prepare your pan. So our blondie recipe is made in an 8 by 8 inch pan, but I want to line it with parchment paper. So that's going to make getting them out of the pan really super easy. Cleanup is easy, but I wanted to show you. So I have a square of parchment paper. You could use wax paper if that's what you had. You can even use aluminum foil if that's what you have in the house. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to press down. I'm going to take scissors and I'm going to miter our corners. So all I'm going to do are make little slices, and what's going to happen is your paper is going to fold over perfect on our corner. So I'm going to do it to each corner, and you just press it in with your hand. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's totally worth the 30 seconds to do this. You're going to be so happy at the end when you go to take them out, which I'm going to show you how to do that, and it's going to be super simple to cut them up. So I'm going to hit it with a spray of our like canola sprays, non-stick, and that is it. So our pan is prepared. Our oven is preheating to 350 degrees. I'm going to set this aside until we're ready to fill it up with our batter. All right, so I have a mixer here with a paddle attachment. You can also make this with just a bowl and a spatula. So I have a stick of softened, unsalted butter, which is my favorite thing to use. I love butter. If you only had margarine in the house, that's totally fine. You could do that. I've also made these vegan where you can use shortening. So it's going to be 8 tablespoons is half a cup of shortening. So I'm going to put this guy down. I'm going to put it on low. All right, so it's just creaming a little bit in there. Next, I have to add 3/4 of a cup of packed brown sugar. So I have my brown sugar, and I have a 1/4 cup in there. So I have to use 3 of these to get my 3/4 of a cup. But I want it packed. So all I'm going to do is scoop it in there. I use the side of my bag to push it down. So it's 3/4 of packed brown sugar. So if you just sprinkle it in there and you don't pack it down, you're not going to have the right measurement. That's one. I'm going to do the same thing 2 more times. I'm going to put it in there, and we are going to cream our brown sugar and our butter together until it's nice and fluffy. So it takes, I don't know, a minute and a half. So it doesn't take long at all to do this. So I want to use softened butter so that it creams in there, and I don't want any butter lumps. So if I had butter lumps in there and used like cold butter and I didn't quite get it creamed, what's going to happen is you're going to go bake your blondies, and you're going to have these pockets of butter, and you're not going to have a very good end product. And it's going to be delicious when you cream it. So you just have to remember to leave your butter out to soften. It takes about 45 minutes. So it's creaming up in here. I also measured out my other ingredients. So I have all my other stuff to go in ready. Okay. If you need to, you can scrape down the sides of your bowl. If you have butter stuck to the side. I'm going to give it another whirl. Okay, so it's all creamed, which I don't have any spots of butter that I can see in there. Next, I'm going to add in an egg and a teaspoon of vanilla. 1 egg, it's a large egg, and a teaspoon of vanilla. So when I cook, I don't measure out everything exactly. When I bake, I want to measure out everything exactly. You'll be most successful if you just take the time and do that, even with little things like vanilla. It makes all the difference in the world. This is all going to be mixed in together. Again, scrape down the sides of the bowl if you need to. Sometimes it gets stuck to the side. All right, so that's beautiful, all mixed in. We have a cup of flour and a half a teaspoon of salt are the next things. So I have my flour over here, all-purpose regular flour, nothing special. It's like the big bag that you get at the store. I bake a lot, so we get a lot of flour. I have a 1 cup measure. This is a dry 1 cup measure because flour is dry. Been watching a lot of videos, and a lot of people just use our wet measuring cup instead of our dry measuring cup, or a dry measuring cup, or if they're measuring milk or oil or something like that. It's not the same. So using the right tool will make you a successful baker. So this is dry. I'm going to use a dry measuring cup. So it's a cup of flour. It's a 1 cup measure. I'm just going to spoon in my flour. So it's a heaping thing. I'm going to, there we go. So it's a perfect even 1 cup. If I went in there and just scooped it up, I'm going to have too much flour in it because it's going to compress when you go to scoop it in. So you always want to measure, even if you're using a big spoon or whatever, to put it in. But that is the correct measurement. That's the correct way to measure a dry measure. So I'm just going to throw that in there. I have a half a teaspoon of salt, your regular salt that you would use. Nothing special, nothing fancy, just our regular salt. Half a teaspoon. Done. Gonna give this a whirl. I'm gonna mix it so you can't see the flour in there. So it's just mixed to combine. You can overmix and you'll have really tough blondies, which we don't want that. So you can overmix as well as undermix. So we have our beautiful mixture. Scraping down the sides if I need to. I'm going to give that another whirl so you don't see any flour in there. And then we're going to have the fun part. So that's what it should look like. It's going to be thick, almost like a cookie dough. And next, we're going to add our ingredients. So this is where you can have fun. If you don't want to add in chocolate, you don't have to. But look, I measured out 2/3 of a cup of chocolate chunks. I'm using dark chocolate because that's what we like. You could use milk chocolate, you could use white chocolate, you could do butterscotch chips, you can do anything. You can take all those bunnies that you got at Easter and chop them up and throw them in. So that's gonna go in. Then what I did here, so I bought Kraft caramels. I cut up about 15 caramels into 4 little sections, and that's it. It's a half a cup. If you don't like caramel, don't put it in there. You don't have to. There's nothing saying that you have to put that in there. That's what I like about this recipe. Now, pretzels. All right, so I love pretzels in baked things. I love it in ice cream. I think it's great. You have a little bit of sweetness from your caramel and your chocolate, and you're gonna have your salt, flavor, and your texture from the pretzels. So I put some pretzel sticks in a bag, sealed it up, got all the air out, sealed it up, and I just crushed it with my hands. Now, this is a great thing if you had little hands that wanted to help. They could totally do that. You could bang it around. You don't want to hit it too hard because we've been known to pop the Ziploc bags and then you have pretzels all over the place. So just squishing it with your hands. If you're stressed, you could just do that and you're all good. So I'm going to measure out a half a cup of the broken up pretzels. So I have a half cup measure. I'm going to throw it in like that. You can use any kind of pretzels. These happen to be sticks. So that's gonna go in. I'm gonna whirl this around just to incorporate everything. You're gonna break up your pretzels a little bit more. Okay. We have this nice thick dough. I'm gonna scrape everything off of our paddle, and it's just gonna go into our pan that we had set aside with the paper in it. So here's our finished dough. Isn't that beautiful? It's all incorporated. I got all kinds of caramel spread out in there and chocolate chunks, pretzels, and now we're just gonna put it into our pan here. So this is thick. I'm just gonna plop it in and spread it around. And it does not have to be perfect because it's going to spread out. Once it gets into that oven and it's nice and warm, that butter is gonna start to melt and you're gonna have it. It's gonna all go into the corners and everything. I'm just gonna push it around with my little spatula. All right, so that's spread out good enough for this because it's gonna spread out more in the oven. I'm gonna pop this in. It takes about 25 to 30 minutes at 350 degrees. You're gonna look for it to be nice and dry on top and golden around the edges. And that's all. Finished product here. So it's one big Blondie right now, but we wanna share with people. So remember how we put the paper in? Look at how easy it is to pull it out. Done. So easy to clean that pan. I have this on a cutting board, so I'm not gonna hurt my countertop, and I'm not gonna hurt my knife. All I'm gonna do is take my nice knife, and I cut. Just go right through any pretzels that you have. You're gonna find that it will stick with the caramel in there, but that's okay. Caramel's wonderful. So just cut up however big the squares are. It is really rich, so I tend to do smaller squares with this. It's just filled with ooey gooey goodness of chocolate and caramel, and you're gonna get the crunch of the pretzel in there. I hope you enjoy this. I hope that you will try and make it, and remember, you can substitute different things in there. You don't have to do pretzels if you don't think that that's fun, but if you've never tried it, try it once and it's really fun. And that's it. That's our fun Blondie. So thank you for coming into my kitchen. I'm so happy to share with you what I know, and if you have suggestions of things that you want, just let us know. I make everything. Stay safe and healthy.